of crying, accusations of tampering. What really happened to Menglong? What dark secrets lie behind the tragic fall of a rising star, whose life ended in a mystery that gripped a nation? The untimely death of Menglong, known to fans as Alan Yu, at the age of 37 on September 11th, sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry and beyond. The Chinese actor, celebrated for his magnetic performances in beloved dramas such as Go Princess Go, Love Game in the Wild, and The Great Tang's Flying Dragon, was a household name whose career trajectory seemed unstoppable. Yet, in the early hours of that fateful morning, his life was cut short under circumstances that have left fans, friends, and investigators grappling for answers. The official narrative, as confirmed by Yu's agency via a somber post on his social media, points to a tragic accident, but the details surrounding his death paint a far more complex and troubling picture. As whispers of foul play swirl online, the mystery of Menglong's final moments deepens, leaving an indelible mark on those who admired his talent and charisma. Yu's agency was thrust into the spotlight when they issued a statement confirming his passing, a response prompted by a now-deleted post from a paparazzi source that first broke the news. The agency's post, carefully worded yet sparse in detail, stated that Yu had fallen from a fifth-floor window in a Beijing apartment building, a claim corroborated by police who swiftly ruled out any criminality. The clarity of this statement, however, did little to quell the growing unease among netizens. To those who followed Yu's career, the idea of his sudden death felt not only tragic but strangely incongruous with the vibrant, driven persona he projected. His performances, marked by a unique blend of intensity and charm, had earned him a devoted fan base, and his recent projects hinted at even greater success on the horizon. The agency's assurance that the police had closed the case as an accident felt hollow to many, as emerging details began to cast shadows over the official account. The evening before his death, September 10th, seemed unremarkable at first glance. Yu had spent it dining with close friends, a gathering that reportedly stretched into the night. Friends described him as being in good spirits, laughing and sharing stories as they enjoyed a meal together in a private setting. The casual nature of the evening, filled with camaraderie, makes the events that followed all the more jarring. After dinner, at approximately 2 a.m., Yu retired to his room in the apartment, locking the door behind him in what appeared to be a routine act of seeking rest. For those who knew him, this detail carries weight. Yu was known to value his privacy, often retreating to recharge after social engagements. The locked door suggests a desire for solitude, a moment of quiet after a lively evening. Yet, the normalcy of this act stands in stark contrast to the grim discovery that awaited just hours later. At 6 a.m., as Yu's friends prepared to leave the building, they made a horrifying discovery. His lifeless body lay on the concrete below, the result of a fall from the fifth-floor window of his room. The image is haunting. A star who had illuminated screens with his presence, now reduced to a tragic scene on a cold, unforgiving surface. According to reports, Yu had fallen at approximately 5 a.m., a detail that introduces a perplexing discrepancy. If his friends found him at 6 a.m., what transpired in the hour between his fall and their discovery? This gap, though seemingly small, has fueled speculation about the sequence of events. Did Yu fall unnoticed, or was there a delay in raising the alarm? The questions linger, unanswered, as the public grapples with the loss of a beloved figure whose life ended in such a sudden, violent manner. The scene itself offered chilling clues. A paparazzi tip led reporters to the residential building in Beijing, where they observed a shattered fifth-floor window, its jagged edges a stark testament to the tragedy. The window, part of Yu's apartment, was equipped with an insect screen, a detail that has become a focal point of suspicion. These screens, designed for security and durability, typically require specialized tools to remove, making it unlikely that one could be dislodged accidentally. The presence of scratches and marks around the window, captured in alleged pre-sealing photos that surfaced online, adds another layer of intrigue. These marks suggest the possibility of a struggle or forced entry, a detail that clashes with the police's assertion of an accidental fall. The visual evidence, though not officially verified, has ignited debates across social media platforms, with fans and skeptics alike dissecting the images for signs of something more sinister. Yu's personal traits only deepen the mystery. Known to have a fear of heights, the idea of him approaching an open fifth-floor window, let alone falling from it, seems implausible to those who knew him. Friends and colleagues have shared anecdotes of Yu avoiding high balconies or even joking about his discomfort with heights, a phobia that was well documented in his inner circle. This fear, coupled with his rising career and packed schedule, casts doubt on the notion of suicide. Yu was at the peak of his professional life, with upcoming projects that promised to elevate his stardom further. Just the day before his death, he had discussed work plans for September 11th, showing no signs of distress or disengagement. To fans, this paints a picture of a man full of ambition and purpose, not one contemplating a tragic end. The contrast between his vibrant life and the circumstances of his death feels almost surreal, as if a piece of the puzzle is missing. Adding to the unease is an alleged video that has surfaced online, purportedly capturing Yu in a state of distress. The footage, described as showing him screaming and crying, has sent shockwaves through online communities. While its authenticity remains unverified, the video has become a lightning rod for speculation, with some suggesting it points to emotional turmoil or even coercion in the hours leading up to his death. The existence of such a video, if genuine, raises haunting questions. What could have driven Yu to such a state? Was he alone in his final moments, or was someone else present? The emotional weight of this footage, even unconfirmed, has left fans heartbroken, imagining their idol in such anguish. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of even the brightest stars, whose public personas often mask private struggles. The public's reaction has been one of grief tinged with suspicion. Across platforms like Weibo and X, netizens have voiced their doubts, pointing to inconsistencies in the timeline, the condition of the window, and Yu's personal disposition. The scratches around the window frame, the secure insect screen, and the time discrepancy between the fall and the discovery have all been scrutinized relentlessly. Many fans find it hard to accept that a man with a documented fear of heights would accidentally fall from a high window, especially one designed to prevent such accidents. The police's quick dismissal of criminality has only fueled these suspicions, with calls for a deeper investigation growing louder by the day. Online forums buzz with theories, ranging from accidental misadventure to more sinister scenarios involving foul play. The lack of transparency from authorities, coupled with the agency's reserved statements, has left a void that speculation has eagerly filled. Yu's career, though tragically cut short, remains a testament to his talent and dedication. In Go Princess Go, he captivated audiences with his nuanced portrayal of a complex character, blending humor and heart in a way that resonated deeply. Love Game in the Wild showcased his versatility as he navigated the show's challenges with charm and wit, earning him a new wave of fans. The Great Tang's Flying Dragon solidified his status as a leading man, his commanding presence anchoring the historical drama. These roles, among others, highlight a career that was not only thriving, but poised for even greater heights. The loss of such a talent feels all the more profound given the potential that lay ahead. Fans have flooded social media with tributes, sharing clips of his performances and reminiscing about the joy he brought to their screens. The outpouring of love is a bittersweet reminder of how deeply Yu connected with his audience, even as questions about his death overshadow his legacy. The physical evidence at the scene continues to haunt those following the case. The broken window, with its telltale scratches, suggests more than a simple accident. Could it indicate a struggle, perhaps an attempt to force the window open, or to resist an external force? The insect screen, designed to withstand tampering, adds another layer of complexity. Removing it would have required deliberate effort, possibly with tools not readily available in a moment of impulse. These details, combined with Yu's fear of heights, create a narrative that feels incomplete under the lens of an accidental fall. The police's decision to seal the site after initial photos were taken has only heightened suspicions, as it limited further public scrutiny of the scene. For many, the official ruling feels too tidy, too quick to dismiss the possibility of something more sinister. The emotional toll of Yu's death extends beyond his fans to those who knew him personally. Friends who dined with him that night have reportedly been devastated, struggling to reconcile the jovial man they spent hours with and the tragedy that followed. Their discovery of his body, as they prepared to leave the building, must have been a moment of unimaginable shock. The 1-hour gap between the official time of death, 5 a.m., and their discovery, 6 a.m., remains a sticking point. What happened in that hour? Was Yu's body lying unnoticed, or were there other factors at play? The lack of clarity on this point has led some to wonder if the timeline was intentionally obscured, though no concrete evidence supports such a claim. The friend's silence in the aftermath, likely due to grief or legal constraints, has left the public to piece together the story from fragmented reports. The surfaced video, if authentic, adds a heart-wrenching dimension to the case. The idea of you, a man known for his poise and warmth, in such a state of distress is almost unbearable to contemplate. Fans have expressed anguish at the thought of him suffering in his final moments, whether due to personal turmoil or external pressures. The video's emergence has also sparked debates about its origins. Where was it filmed? By whom? And why has it only now come to light? Some speculate it could be a fabrication, a cruel attempt to exploit the tragedy for attention, while others see it as a critical clue demanding further investigation. The uncertainty surrounding the video mirrors the broader uncertainty of the case, where every new detail seems to raise more questions than answers. Public demand for transparency has grown into a movement, with hashtags calling for justice trending across platforms. Fans have organized online petitions, urging authorities to reopen the case and conduct a more thorough investigation. The scratches on the window, the secure insect screen, the time discrepancy, and Yu's fear of heights are cited repeatedly as reasons to doubt the official narrative. The agency's reserved response, while professional, has done little to assuage these concerns. Their confirmation of the police's findings feels to many like an attempt to close the book on a story that remains unfinished. The paparazzi's initial report, though deleted, set the stage for this public outcry, as it brought the tragedy into the open before official channels could control the narrative. As the days pass, Menglong's death remains a wound that refuses to heal. His fans, still reeling from the loss, cling to memories of his performances, his infectious smile, and the promise of what could have been. The mystery surrounding his final moments, marked by a broken window, a locked door, and a haunting video, continues to captivate and unsettle. Was it a tragic accident, as the police claim, or does a darker truth lie buried in the details? The scratches, the screen, the screams, all point to a story that demands to be told. For now, Yu's legacy endures in the hearts of those who loved him, but the quest for answers burns just as brightly, a testament to the impact of a star whose light was extinguished far too soon.